Hi everybody, welcome back to FRAG-MENTAL. Very special guest. I'm here at Scent Explore. I have the one and only Mr. Jeremy Fragrance. Jeremy, thanks for coming on FRAG-MENTAL again.
Thank you, Chris. Nice
Second time on my channel.
Yes.
We're going to do a quick video for you. We're just coming up with ideas that we can just do quickly. And I thought, let's do top 5 most complimented fragrances for men to wear.
Yes.
Jeremy's choices. So what would your number 5 most complimented be?
Let's start with the solid release Aqua di Profumo by Giorgio Armani. A wonderful release. Not the most exciting by now because it's been there for a long time, but it definitely scores the compliments. Funnily, especially with that fragrance, I noticed the more I put on, the less compliments I received. And same woman, different day, just 2 sprays of it, twice compliments from the same woman in the same day.
Less is more.
In that case, yes.
Okay. So you think with a lighter citrusy fragrance that maybe you'd spray more, you'd get more compliments, but that fragrance is designed to just be worn quite light and not to not to overdo it.
Yeah. It's as often in life. Sometimes more is not better. So with some fragrances, definitely, if you're overwhelming, a good example I smelled once on a woman, the Angel by Thierry Mugler, and it was so overwhelming, sweet, chocolatey, or alien, it's headache inducing.
Well, you know what, as frag heads, we have a tendency we want people to smell us, don't we?
Yes,
so
correct.
It's so easy to overspray.
Correct.
That's a really interesting point, to go a little bit more subtle with the spray and let people get a little bit closer to you and enjoy it. But Aqua di Gio is not one of the top selling fragrances for no reason, so I would say that is...
If I would do the video right now on my channel, I would really look at my shelf and think, okay, what was the actual ratio? But I do think that Aventus would be even more in the top 3 than the 4, but definitely it would be in the list. So I'm just naming Aventus now, which is obviously a clear most complimented fragrance. You know it.
Absolutely, Aventus never fails. It's a crowd pleaser.
Correct.
It's great. It's a great DNA. Complex enough and interesting enough to satisfy, people who enjoy wearing fragrances, but easy enough for other people to smell and enjoy. So Aqua di Gio, would you say is that on your list as one of yours to enjoy to wear, as a most complimented?
I'm not wearing it that much anymore because when I try fragrances, at least in the past, I always gave them a chance of about 1 week to score some compliments when wearing them.
Right.
And if I wear Aqua di Profumo 1 year straight, obviously, how can I know what other fragrances perform and get compliments? So the days of Aqua di and heavy testing.
A little bit dated?
Yes. But it's great. It's a great fragrance.
So what's your number 5, Aventus or Aqua di Gio? What would you say is number 5 the most?
Definitely Aqua di would be behind the Aventus.
Okay.
And in fact, on the number 5, well, to not make chaos on this list, let's keep with the number 5. The number 5, we got the Aqua di Profumo. Okay. Let's put Aventus on the 4.
Great.
Although it's a fantastic compliment getter.
Yes, great, and we all know Aventus.
Yeah.
If you guys watching, if you've not smelled Aventus, if you're new to fragrances and you want to get into niche, Aventus is a great. It talks about a lot, but for a good reason. It's a great fragrance.
Perfect.
So number 3, what would you go for number 3?
I would do the Spicebomb Extreme because it's a great compliment getter.
Great one. I have that. I have Spicebomb Extreme. Cozy.
Yes.
Thick, rich, warm,
wintry,
cozy up.
Gorgeous.
In the snow, in a cabin by the fire with your partner.
Definitely great for the winter. I would do at least on the 2 the Dior Sauvage Eau de Toilette.
The Eau de Toilette has the best projection.
It's gorgeous.
Of the whole line.
Yes.
I find.
It's a gorgeous fragrance. And
So,
in my recent video, obviously, I named my own fragrance as a high compliment getter.
Office for Men?
Office for Men, it's a massive compliment getter.
Alright.
But
are you saying that's the number one compliment getter?
technically it would be my number one compliment getter.
Well, let's not have a conflict of interest.
Yeah, sure.
So let's
find something else that's a massive compliment getter. Definitely Dior Sauvage, definitely Creed Aventus, Aqua Profumo, and let me think.
What about Mugler? What about Pure Armani?
Oh no, not so much for me.
Okay.
Muglers, not so much. Well, let me think.
Let me think about my number one. Oh, I've got a good designer for
which one?
Tom Ford Ombre Leather.
Really? That gives you compliments?
Yeah. Okay. Tuscan leather, no. But Ombre Leather, yes. I get good compliments.
Okay. Well, Tom Ford, I got the tobacco oud that gets a lot of compliments, but also negative reactions.
Yeah. Divisive. Yeah. But Tom Ford, we could be on the right lines. One of my favourite Tom Fords. It's one of my most complimented as well.
Yeah.
What would be your most complimented Tom Ford?
The most complimented Tom Ford would be tobacco oud for me.
Oh really?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it would be. I think to make it short for the audience, if you really want to get compliments, Aventus or Sauvage would be the way to go.
Yeah.
Clear, straight, no questions. That's it. So yeah, the other ones as well.
I was going to say as my Tom Ford most complimented Oud Wood. I think it's really versatile. Wear it all year round. Wear it any situation, and if it doesn't project a lot, but if someone comes close on this, a lot of time women will be like,
yes,
what are you wearing? Oud Wood is a big compliment.
Very masculine.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So that would be it.
So there we go. That was just an informal kind of little conversation about most complimented fragrances here at Scent Explore. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, Jeremy. Thanks for coming on FRAG-MENTAL.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you very much. Remember, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.
Ciao.
And here I am back in the UK. I had a great time in New York, which is where I was with Jeremy in the video that you just watched. And if you haven't seen my vlog that I did of that trip, I put a lot of work into that, many hours of filming and editing. So please do scroll down my videos and check out my New York vlog. I just wanted to add a little bit to the end of this video. I realized the video was all about Jeremy fragrances most complimented, and I just want to say I really did put Jeremy on the spot. I literally went up to Jeremy and asked him for his top 5 most complimented fragrances, so he hadn't planned anything. So apologies, Jeremy, for putting you on the spot like that, but I really do appreciate it. Thanks for being such a good sport. I mentioned a couple of fragrances that got me compliments in that video, so I thought if you've seen Jeremy's most complimented, then I will just add a little bit to the end of this video where I'm talking about not my most complimented of all time, because I want to put more work into that video. I want that to be a separate video. But I thought I'd share with you 5 fragrances that have been recently giving me some compliments. So 2 of those I mentioned in the video, they're both Tom Fords. So the first one of those I want to talk about is Ombre Leather. This is very similar to the Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather DNA. So Tuscan Leather is the more expensive private blend fragrance. This is the cheaper signature line fragrance. Tuscan Leather is known to be quite divisive, it's quite potent. That sharp leather note sometimes is not appreciated by the ladies in our lives. My wife herself has said that you know, it's not a fragrance that she particularly enjoys. I love wearing it, but she doesn't particularly enjoy smelling it, unfortunately, but I still wear it. Now, when I wore this one, I wondered if this was going to have the same effect. I thought, it's not that different from Tuscan Leather. It's a little smoother, perhaps a little sweeter, not as sharp on the leather. So I was really curious. So when I was wearing this a lot at the time that I was researching it for the review that I did, I went into work and a colleague of mine, as soon as I walked past her, she said, "Whatever you're wearing today, Chris, that is really fantastic." A female colleague, I should add. I was pretty surprised. I didn't expect to get a compliment like that, because there's a lot of fragrances I wear at work and no one mentions them, but this one was standing out. And I have since worn this on other occasions with friends, out on nights out, and people have said, well, you know, what you're wearing, it smells really good. So Tuscan Leather doesn't seem to really get me the compliments, but Ombre Leather does. Jeremy seemed quite surprised by that, but yeah, I get some good comments off Ombre Leather. So if you're a fan of that Tuscan leather DNA, but you want to think about people around you, you want to be courteous with your fragrance and you want people around you to enjoy it, then Ombre Leather is definitely worth trying out. Much cheaper than Tuscan leather as well. So the second Tom Ford that I mentioned is Oud Wood. This is just, for me, this is a timeless classic. This is an iconic fragrance. I think for a lot of people, this is the fragrance that makes them fall in love with the private blend. It's such an easygoing fragrance, such a versatile fragrance. To me, it seems like such a unique DNA. I know that it's been cloned a lot. I know there are fragrances that do smell similar to this, but I think Tom Ford was the one who really brought this DNA onto the market. And I've had a lot of ladies tell me how nice they think this fragrance is. I've had people, not necessarily as a compliment, but I've had people telling me that they think Oud Wood on their man is the sexiest smell, it's the sexiest scent. So if you want a versatile scent, if you want to wear a Tom Ford, and if you want to get some compliments, then Oud Wood is probably going to help you out there. Okay, the next one I want to talk about is a sweet bubblegum fragrance. This is powerful. This is a massive projector, and it's the Chronic from Byron Parfums. So we've got a bubblegum sweetness, but we've also got a lovely kind of pepperiness to it and some masculine woods. It's a gorgeously smooth, sweet sandalwood fragrance, and because this is such a big, this fragrance owns a room. This fragrance gets into the room before you do. People know you're coming. It definitely announces your arrival, but not in a bad way. It is such a really beautiful, crowd-pleasing, sweet smell that is different from designery sweet smells that have that kind of sweet ambroxan type scent. This isn't like that. This is rich, it smells expensive, and it's liked by most people. My dad loved this one. I was smelling it, he loved this on me. He loved it that much, I got him a bottle. So I actually can follow my dad around when we're walking when he's wearing this, and the sillage trail is great. So not only is it projecting, you're getting great sillage. So it's just a very pleasing scent, and it's very noticeable because it's got such a massive sillage and because it's got such a big projection. If you haven't tried Byron's The Chronic yet, and you want a nice crowd pleaser but great quality, definitely one to look into. The next one I'm going to talk about, sorry guys, it's a clone. I have had compliments of this scent from the real one because I had a 10ml decant which I've now burned through. I wore it pretty quickly. Well, actually, I wore it initially and liked it. And then I kind of put the decant to one side and I had other fragrances and other bottles that I was wearing. But I've recently revisited this one because I wore it again. I wore it for work, and I had a couple of people mention to me that they really liked it, and it smelled different, it smelled, you know, sexy, it smelled masculine, and I was actually wearing the cologne on that occasion. The original and the cologne both will garner compliments because I think the cologne is a very, very good interpretation. So this is Alexandria Fragrances Royal Equestrian, and this is their interpretation of Parfum de Marly Leighton. So this is, a lot of people say that it's kind of it's a niche scent that smells more like a designer scent. I suppose it's reminiscent of a designer in terms of it being mass appealing and crowd pleasing and very easy to wear, very easy to like. But in terms of the quality, in terms of the scent of it, it doesn't smell designery to me. A mass appealing designer scent to me smells kind of synthetic and ambroxan and can still be very pleasant, but this smells natural, it smells rich, it smells deep. It's got a nice bold element to it, and even though it is easy to wear, feels like there's quite a bit going on in there. I do get a complexity, not as complex as some other fragrances, but it's definitely, you know, it's definitely got layers to it. And yeah, I've just been wearing this a lot recently, and it's liked by many. So good compliments from Royal Equestrian and Leighton. If you've not tried Niche, or if you've not tried Parfum de Marly, it's a great fragrance to get you into Niche or to discover the house of Parfum de Marly, because it's very easy to wear, and it seems to be loved by those around you. So you can see how much of this one, of this 60ml bottle I've used. I've used quite a lot of that. Really been enjoying this one. I do hope to get a bottle of Leighton at some point as well. All right, the last one I'm going to talk about is,
This has to be, I mean, these are all kind of in no particular order, but this one I would say is the number one for me because it's a scent that I love so much. If you know me, you know my favourite fragrance of all time is Roger Parfum's Enigma, and I've recently just acquired, well, it was sent to me very kindly from the brand. And this is the new Parfum Cologne version. So the idea behind these Parfum Colognes is that they're a little fresher, a little brighter up top, so that they're just pushing out and maybe going to get a little bit more noticed in the first couple of hours that you're wearing it, as opposed to the Parfum versions. I was recently wearing the Parfum version of Enigma. I wore it to a friend's wedding, and throughout the day, I had multiple comments about how nice the fragrance was that I was wearing. People loved it. It's a rich, intoxicating, slightly mysterious fragrance. It really draws people in, and even the parfum that I was wearing seemed to be projecting quite a lot, because anyone that came, you know, within a few feet of me was smelling it. I recently wore this one when I was in New York. I went round to Carlos's place, to BFL's studio, and we shot some content there, and we drank and we had a good night, and I filmed some stuff with Stephen. Stephen was there, and Andrea from Curly Scents and her fella, and all of them said it smelled amazing. All of them could smell it. It was kind of filling the room. Even when I wasn't next to someone, they could still smell it, and they still thought it smelt amazing. So I got great compliments wearing it then. I've had good compliments from people around me other than that occasion as well. I just think it's a good one to have in the collection because it's such an expensive, luxurious smelling fragrance. This Parfum Cologne is cheaper than the Parfum. Parfum is quite expensive, and that's for the 50ml, but this is, I think it's 225 for the 100ml. So based on the quality and the fact that it does seem to be loved by those around you, I think the Parfum Cologne version of Enigma is at least worth sampling. Absolutely gorgeous stuff. So there you go. Let me know what you think of Jeremy's choices. What do you think of my choices? Do you own any of these? Have you had compliments? What have you had compliments on recently? Because people love to know. I know not everyone's about compliments, but a lot of you are. This video is obviously all about compliments, so if you've had compliments off a fragrance, let us know in the comments down below. I'll find it useful, everyone watching will find it really useful. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Remember, keep tuning into FM and keep smelling good.